broadcast. So this Google Hangout, this is our first Google Hangout on-air live show for the NosillaCast. We are, with the demise of Justin.tv, we tried Ustream for a week, but it seems like it's time to go off the range here and go to a Google Hangout on air. What we haven't completely figured out how to do is to see to be able to do my entire broadcast where I show you GarageBand and the chat room and me all at the same time. I'm not sure that's we're going to be able to figure out or not. I don't know. We're still working on that. So all right, we have roll call now. It's about a 30-second delay, so that's going to be exciting. But I'm going to do roll call anyway. We have Donald and Steve and Barry and Brett and Kevin and Jenna and Kirshen and Joel. We have a minion here tonight. And Shai Yamini is back after a long hiatus. And Terry bringing up the rear. Video and audio. How exciting. Let's see. To the minion, are you hearing or able to watch this on, let's see, are you on Windows 8 or Windows Phone? What do we got going? To introduce those who are not familiar with the Minions are the fans and followers of the great Big Chris Ashley from the SMR podcast. So let's see. Kevin still has nothing. Okay, video and audio. Barry's got it. Terry's got it. Kevin's going to be the slow post tonight. All right, and I'm going to take a sip of a refreshing cranberry juice and sparkling soda here. Tom's here tonight? Tom who? I wonder who he means. This is going to be interesting with an even longer delay than usual, but we'll take a look. Okay, so just to explain to you why Joel may be here tonight, what did Allison do? Look what I just bought. This is a Nokia 635 Windows phone. I haven't even opened it yet. Been a little busy since the mail came today, but I'll be testing this over the next few weeks, something to keep me entertained till the iPhone comes out. Even with the typo, I think they got it there, Steve. All right, so it looks like this is working even on the website using modern IE11. Cool. Shai, yes, I have an LED light panel with a diffuser and an egg crate box on it. I've also got a couple of incandescent bulbs all off to the side, and we've got lights in the back. Actually, that window is supposed to be closed. Let me close that window because it looks kind of funny. Hang on. Oh.
Your assistant will help.
That's right. So we do have something interesting going on here. Oh, you thought I got a 520. No, the 635, that's the $100 one. So we have an interesting feature. I'll ask Steve if this is okay, but because we're doing it as a Google Hangout on air now, I can be in real-time communication with him. So if I say, Steve, the dog's barking or whatever, he can come running in like he just did just now to fix the lighting. So no, 520 I would have had to have gone a 520. I would have had to have done a contract, I think. See, Kevin is saying I had to use the stream from podfeed.com. Google Plus is a no-go. Now that's interesting. I think I did an invite to public, right? Oh, and the camera, I'm sure you'd want to know, Shai, is a Logitech C920. When I haven't even done my lighting adjustment with webcam settings. Let me switch that. Yeah, I usually like to do a little bit of a. Ooh, that's a little warm. Hang on. It's not the right. How about we do that one? There. That's my setting there. All right. So let's do a sound check to make sure you guys can still hear me, because I don't know. Actually, I haven't checked to see where does Google Hangouts on Air think the audio is coming from. Good. It thinks it's coming from Soundflower 2, so there's a good chance you're going to be able to hear me when I record GarageBand, but I'm going to have to wait 30 seconds to find out the answer. Here we go. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeed.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Macintosh bias. All right, let's hear that. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeed.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Macintosh bias. All right, so 30 seconds from now, tell me whether you actually heard that. Heard ya. Playback sounds good from Steve. Oh, just picked up the C920 2 days ago. Cool, Shai. Make sure you pick up a copy of Webcam Settings, and I think it's in the App Store actually. Lets you do all kinds of cool stuff, like most importantly, turn off autofocus because it has a tendency to bounce. The focus will bounce in and out on you. It makes you look kind of funny. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. I am hearing the beginning of the show. Okay. I am hearing the show back to myself. How am I hearing myself? That's not good. Huh. That was weird. Okay, the Google Hangout page was playing it back to myself. Now, I didn't disappear, did I? Actually, Steve, if it's okay with you, let's see. I'm going to pop the chat open in the Hangout just so I can talk to Steve real quick in chat. Is it okay if I show you for a quick second? You know, always makes Kevin happy. Okay, Shai heard it all nice and clear. Minion says sounds fine, sounds good. All right, good. Let's see. I'm in the side chat, Steve, or it looks like you answered me over in board chat. Nope, he was saying switch to my camera. I wanted to show Steve real quick, but you know he's kind of shy. But I know it makes Kevin happy if he pops up. Okay, he says sure. All right, let's bring him up on show and broadcast. And there's Steve. Say hi to the crowd, Steve. And your mic is not live.
Hello, crowd. How are you?
Oh, there you go. I think your voice is off a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah, it's interesting.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Just off by a little bit. We may need to mess around with that. But I'm going to cut you back off. I just wanted Kevin and everybody get to say hey to Steve. The man behind the magic. Okay, you're gone. Bye. We're going to record a show now. Okay. All right, here we go. There, Steve. Kevin's happy. All right, let's go ahead and get this show started. It's 5:08. And by the way, I will be, like I said, I will be talking about my new Nokia 635 Windows phone in the coming weeks. Also going to be talking about some Bluetooth headphones we've been testing, but I don't know. It's a little premature. Maybe next week. We'll see on those. So let's go ahead and get started with the show. One last little sippy here. Oh, cool. Kim is Chromecasting to her big screen. That's neat. That's really cool. Oh, did I say hi to Barry and Brett? I didn't see Brett had come in. Hey, Brett, how you doing? All right, and hi to Alpha Geek Radio and to the people on the app. I don't see Dorothy in here. She's off in Canada, and I'm sure Mark is doing anything rather than be here. I don't even think he's a NosillaCastaway anymore. May have to have him thrown out. All right, here we go. Hi, this is Allison Sheridan of the NosillaCast podcast, hosted at podfeed.com, a technology geek podcast with an ever so slight Macintosh bias. Today is Sunday, August 17th, 2014, and this is show number 484. This week we are experimenting. We are doing the live show with a Google Hangout on air, and for some reason it does not appear to have crashed and burned. Steve and I have done quite a bit of testing, but I got to tell you, it's pretty weird stuff. There's some weird account stuff. There's weird ways to set it up, the weird ways to invite, and privileges and all kinds of stuff, but so far so good. I'm going to keep an eye on the live chat room here. If you ever want to do this yourself and see the show made live, literally see the sausage made, well, no, figuratively, see the sausage get made, you go over to podfeed.com/live on Sunday nights at 5 p.m. Pacific time and join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCastaways. Anyway, this week I had a lot of fun getting to be on the Daily Tech News Show again with Tom Merritt. I had a blast talking to him again, as always, but I must say I felt a teeny bit guilty because in order to be on the show, I was not able to help pick up Devin and Marianne from New Zealand at the airport. You may have remembered Marianne. She's the professor who told us about induced memories and chit-chat across the pond a little while ago. Well, they just had a 14-hour plane flight, and they picked us up from the airport when we went to visit them, but I still chose Tom Shover picking them up. I got to tell you, am I a bad person for doing that? Okay, I'm going to stop for a second here because Steve asked me something. Oh, and I can't save yet because I got to go to Save As. Ooh, it's getting hot in here. You must have turned all my, closed all my windows for me, huh?
So on Google, it just keeps saying your live broadcast will begin shortly. Is there one more step to transmit to the like live on air? Or are you?
It says I'm live here. You know, I had to close that window because it was playing it back to me. But it was saying there was an error, but the audio was coming up.
Because I can't
Um,
get through Google just through the link you embedded into your site.
oh, that's a bummer. All right, so let me keep messing around here because we're here for the fooling around reasons anyway, right? The tech reasons. Actually, I will make this a little more interesting to you. I will bring, let me share my screen so you can see what I'm trying to do. Yeah, I think I better have a little bit of fan or I'll be sweating here. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at.
More cowbell.
More cowbell. Let's go to my, is it an event? See, here's the question. Is it an event or is it a hangout? It's a hangout. And I can see this is it right here. And it's ready to play for me, Steve.
Okay.
So you guys see it right there? This is proof? Oh, Tyson, you missed roll call. I'm going to hit play real quick, but it does appear to be live to me. Yeah, it's definitely live. Here, try going here, you guys, just in case. Or refreshing or doing it in Chrome or some, swing a dead cat around your head. But there, I just proved it works, right? It's kind of meta. That's a whole lot of me inside of me going on. I'm going to pause it, though, because it'll make me crazy here. Marianne is the professor. Oh, my gosh, Terry, that is so awesome. Oh, I have to write a note about that. I have to make sure I remember that. Oh, that's great. Marianne is the professor. I wonder if anybody's ever said that before to her. That's hilarious. All right, you can see me fine in the Hangout. Okay, cool. So Kim can see it through Google+, right? Not just on the website. Yeah, we don't have air conditioning here, Kevin, because it's not supposed to be hot here. Okay. All right, and Shai is confirmed. It's just something wrong with Kevin. All right, well, we've done 15 seconds of the beginning of the show. Let's keep going here. All right. Every once in a while, what was that? Like that. Try that again. Actually, do you guys like watching the screen or you guys like watching me? Looks a little more interesting. He says back to my camera. But we can go either way. I think looking at the screen is more interesting, personally. You can see me read along. All right, fine. There we go. Popped instantly into my head. No buffering, good. No ads, too. You'll notice there'll be no ads. No pre-roll, no post-roll, no ads. Every once in a while, I like to remind you guys of some things that you may not realize I do that are available to you. Did you know about the NosillaCast news, for example? This is a newsletter that comes out every time a new episode goes up, and it hand-delivers all of the links to you. I wondered whether folks would really like it, but I looked at the stats on how many people actually open the newsletter. I have read that a hugely successful newsletter gets something like 5 to 10% open rates. The NosillaCast news is opened more than 50% of the time it's delivered. Now, every once in a while, I use the NosillaCast news as a way to communicate something cool, like a prize drawing, or something catastrophic, like to be able to tell you folks why the website is down or something like that. Luckily, the first happens more often than the second, but I really do like having a way to communicate directly with you guys if something does go wrong. I think one of the coolest things about the NosillaCast news is that it's opt-in, and super easy to get out if it's not your cup of tea. If you think it sounds helpful to you and you think you'd enjoy it, or you just want to give it a try for a little bit, go to podfeet.com and tap the tab in the menu bar that says NosillaCast News Sign Up page. There's, of course, a link in the show notes, but then, of course, if you look in the show notes, you'll be on the main web page, so I guess you'd be able to see it. Anyway, last Wednesday was the 10th anniversary of podcasting, and if you'll indulge me a little bit, I'd like to do a walk down memory lane. Audio and video on the web existed long before podcasting was ever invented, but it was missing the delivery mechanism. I remember in the early days of podcasting, when I tried to explain it, I'd say it's the difference between driving to the bookstore to see if your favorite magazine had come in yet and having it simply delivered to your doorstep through the mail when it was available. It's kind of hard to use that analogy now that there aren't hardly any bookstores or magazines for that matter. Well, podcasting as we know it today depends on technology called RSS, or really simple syndication. RSS was created back in 1999 for use on the my.netscape.com portal. RSS was a way to syndicate, that is, deliver text-based content. Dave Weiner was one of the earliest developers improving RSS to become what it is today, and in October of 2000, Dave Weiner and Adam Curry worked together to include it in the RSS spec, the concept of an enclosure. That enclosure can be anything you want it to be, more text, say, in PDF form, or an audio file or a video file. Tristan Lewis, in the same time period, proposed the idea of enclosures in RSS, but to much consternation, Adam Curry became known as the podfather of podcasting. If you want to get into the details of this and may even question whether podcasting started well before the RSS implementation of enclosures, I put a link in the show notes to the history of podcasting in Wikipedia. I suspect that Adam ended up with the credit because he was a well-known video DJ on the MTV network and had a big following, even though it appears Dave Weiner was the real brains behind the technology. Back then, Adam started a podcast called The Daily Source Code, where he talked about podcasting. It was a big influence on me, and Adam even played a promo for the NosillaCast in the very early days that I think helped put us on the map. I sometimes wonder how different my life would be without podcasting. I wouldn't have virtual friends around the globe. I wouldn't have gone to England, Ireland, Belgium, Australia, and New Zealand to meet up with podcasting friends. I wouldn't probably be so involved in Macworld and be a speaker there. I wouldn't have the opportunities for Macmania cruises without podcasting. Heck, I wouldn't have people from New Zealand living in my house right now if it weren't for this. I wouldn't learn from other podcasters what's cool going on in the tech world. I wouldn't have so much entertainment while running and working out in the gym. I wouldn't know so much about accessibility. I think I would be a completely different person if it weren't for podcasting. It's been a huge influence on Steve and my life for many of these same reasons. But most importantly, I wouldn't have you, the listener, to talk to every week and correspond with on the blog, on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Google+. Our world would be so much smaller without you. So, thanks for listening. All right. What did I miss? Man. Let's see. Kevin says, it still doesn't show up on Google Plus for me in Safari, but fortunately shows up on podfeed.com. Have you tried Chrome? Could you move the chat room instruction to the sidebar so the two boxes are closer? Maybe, if I were smart enough to do it like in a frame or something. Let me write that down as an action, Joel. I think I tried doing that, and I wasn't, I think I was never successful. I'll try again, though. Move chat box to right of video. So most people, Joel, use a separate IRC chat client, and that lets you just have it in a separate hanging window. I don't know much about the Windows versions, the Windows equivalents, but I do have instructions for a whole bunch of Mac clients, but IRC clients seem to be the way to go with that. All right, let me see. Okay, who am I playing? Kevin from Connecticut. Here we go. Uh-oh. Version 5. There we go. This guy Kevin, man, he made 5 separate versions. I don't remember if he introduces himself or not. Yeah, Adium doesn't run on Windows, I think. So the minion there is on Windows. We need to find him a Windows client. It would be so much smaller without you. So thanks for listening.
I enjoy doing audio recordings, especially when I'm traveling. And while the built-in microphone...
Wait. That's the wrong one. I want Kevin next. Not you. Kevin in Connecticut. Okay, Kevin in Connecticut. That's why I was looking at there were more than one. Okay. So that one was at 10:11. Friday, August 8th. Saturday, August 9th. Okay. Why did I have 2 of those? That I don't remember, and I don't remember if he introduces himself. Google Plus. Our world would be so much smaller without you. So, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Hi, Allison. Kevin from Connecticut here. Now that I'm primarily a Windows user on the
pull that in a
desktop.
little bit. See, this is the thing. Is it used to be nice where you guys could share, where you guys could watch what I was doing real time. It was a little more interesting than just looking at me. But no, you can't. To do it separately. See how that sounds. Google Plus. Our world would be so much smaller without you. So, thanks for listening.
Hi, Allison. Kevin from Connecticut.
Get more pause, dramatic pause there. What do you think? Plus, our world would be so much smaller without you. So, thanks for listening.
Hi, Allison. Kevin from Connecticut here. Now that I'm primarily a Windows user on the desktop, laptops included, I wanted to find a good way to check iCloud email in Windows via a client with full contacts and calendar support. For some time now, there has been an iCloud connector from Microsoft Outlook.
Okay, so his mic is a little harsh, but his content's really good. I like what he had to say. All right, so he's talking about, for those Windows folks here, NC334428. Welcome aboard. Yeah, Kevin and Ken, this is going to be a mess here. All right. Let's see. Let me go ahead and record at the end of that. So he found an app called EM Client that lets him use his iCloud accounts and Gmail and Outlook and all that into one nice Windows interface, which is kind of cool. All right.
Not out of Apple's mind. Signing off, Kevin from Connecticut.
Well, thanks a lot, Kevin. I appreciate your input there. I did put a link in the show notes to emclient.com for anyone who's interested in this application Kevin's been talking about. It's been fun following Kevin's journey away from the Mac to Windows over the last few years. I think he's pretty much the only person I've ever met who's gone in that direction. Maybe I only collect the other kind, but it's still pretty interesting to hear. Okay, Steve is telling me it sounded like I talked on the end of him.
Mind. Signing off, Kevin from Connecticut.
Well, thanks a lot, Kevin, but I will record again. This is good. I get real-time feedback from Steve, though. Are you using dictation, Ken? That's fun. Your world can only be so small with me in it. That's true.
Signing off, Kevin from Connecticut.
Well, thanks a lot, Kevin, for your interesting description here of EM Client. I did put a link in the show notes to emclient.com for anyone who's interested in trying this out for themselves. It has been fun following Kevin's journey away from the Mac to Windows for the last few years. I have to say he's the only friend of mine I have who has gone in that direction, so that's kind of cool to learn about that. I hope he continues to give us hints and tips that he's discovered as he goes through this journey. I have to say, though, I don't think the existence of those old aliases in Apple's database is a bad thing. It seems to me that if they deleted them, they would need to keep track of the fact that it should no longer be used, and you're the one who deleted it, so shouldn't you be able to see that those are there, and they need to keep track to make sure they don't use them again? I did post a link to Kevin's review of VM Client over on our Google Plus community, and George from Tulsa made a great point over there about the aliases. He pointed out that if Apple did not set them aside, other people could claim those aliases and receive email that was intended for you. He pointed out that Yahoo did it the other way around and deactivated a bunch of inactive account names, and things got very confusing for the user because people had accounts that they used to own that they all of a sudden didn't. I think that makes sense what Apple does, maintaining the record but not having them active. Well, we have another listener review. This is Ken Knight reviewing the Zoom IQ mic for iPhone. Let's hear what Ken has to say. Playback may have a different delay than our live voice. What does that mean? Let's see. I think we have stomped on the end of recording pod feed. Oh, that's interesting. Kevin said the same thing. Let's see. Huh. That's weird. Both of you guys thought that I stepped on him. I think what she hears is different from what she hears what is recorded. What we hear. That's interesting. Steve's coming back.
So when you're actually letting him play and you talk at the end,
yeah,
you're talking over him in what we hear.
Oh.
What's recorded may actually be
correct.
In what you're hearing.
Oh, how interesting.
Play that back one more time to make sure you didn't step.
Yeah, well, here, come take a look at it. You can see that I didn't. So that's where he stops, right there, and I start right after that.
Play the recording.
Hang on. I'm going to let people see what we're seeing so they're not just looking at your armpit there. I know it's a good looking armpit, but let's see. So what I'm showing, wait, it didn't do it. Come on. And share. There we go. So I have the line right at the end of the yellow, which is where he stops, and it's before the beginning of me.
Go ahead
so
and play it, just to be sure.
Indicating they can't be used. Out of sight, but apparently not out of Apple's mind. Signing off, Kevin from
That is
Connecticut.
different than what we hear in real
Well, thanks a lot, Kevin, for your
interesting.
So you guys are hearing me live ahead of
the playback.
when I'm actually saying it, because I was recording.
No, or it could be that what's being played through GarageBand is
So GarageBand's getting delayed, but they're
but
both.
your voice is not.
But my mic and this is interesting. Both my mic and GarageBand are being piped into one sound input to the Google Hangout through Soundflower. So they come over the same channel, but somehow I'm getting ahead. That's interesting. So this will happen often. All right. So let's see. That's the end of me. So let's see. Now I'm going to make this one Ken. I've got a Ken K and a Ken and a Kevin. Wait. Oh, Ken K. Ken K is Ken Knight. That's who's you're about to hear. The Ken K that you've got here in the chat room with you, that is the Ken K. Now I'm getting it. Wow. Let's see. TT format, that's probably the issue. Okay. Oh, that's about something about Brett's machine. Okay, so Ken is here. So I was telling, I guess you heard me saying that you did 5 separate versions for me. I think you might be the most patient contributor of all time to the show, because I kept saying, well, how about a little bit of this? How about a little bit of that? And you just kept changing it and fixing it, so that was cool. All right, I think that's too much of a gap, but let's hear how it goes. Let's hear what Ken has to say.
I enjoy doing audio recordings, especially when I'm traveling. And while the built-in microphone on the iPhone 5 is certainly adequate for short clips, it really falls short when you want to get a proper sense of the world around you, and if you want to do anything like record an interview. To achieve far better results, you really do need to use an external microphone. There are 2 types of external microphones you can attach to an iPhone or iPad. You can either plug a microphone into the device's headphone jack, or, in the case of the iPhones and iPads, the Lightning port. Plugging into the headphone jack will certainly work. However, plugging into the headphone jack, which is an analog input, is going to result in microphones that are also noisier. If you can plug directly into a digital jack, in this case the Lightning port, though on your computer it's going to be a USB port, you are more likely to get a cleaner signal because you can put a better analog to digital converter into your microphone and then have no additional corruption of the signal as it goes through the digital input of the Lightning port. I purchased the Zoom IQ5 a few months ago and have been using it with pretty good results overall once you learn the quirks of the microphone. All microphones have their idiosyncrasies, and it does take time to learn how best to use them under the various conditions. This is especially true when you are working in the field, that is, typically outside, or at the very least in environments where you have little control over the ambient surround around you. The Zoom IQ5 is a stereo microphone using 2 electret condenser microphones that you can configure to 2 different stereo patterns or to record mono. You also have control over the input gain on the microphone. You can either set it to auto, set it to be a limit of which you have control, or you can turn it strictly to manual and set the gain using a knob, which is what I typically prefer to do. There is, in addition, a headphone monitoring jack on the IQ5, which lets you monitor the sound you are getting. While there is no latency, the sound monitoring is of somewhat limited value since it's to monitor at full volume. In other words, it doesn't change as you adjust the gain on the microphone. For that reason, it's best to look at the recording level meters of your favorite audio app, whatever it might be. Zoom has created an audio recording app that they use with their microphone, and that app, called Handy Recorder, does take advantage of some of the microphone features. However, I find the app rather limiting in its usefulness, especially since you cannot easily export the audio recordings you make from the app to other apps on the iPhone. There are a plethora of audio recording apps out there. I tend to use Twisted Wave myself, or sometimes Multitrack DAW. There is also on the Zoom IQ5 a little red
Oh no, it looked like
LED.
Ken K ran away right when we were playing his bit. So that was cool. Oh, and Kim and Kirshen. This is all K's. Brought to you by the letter K. So, yeah, this is interesting. I did just figure out I can show a single window, so that's kind of cool. Sorry, I'm playing with Google Hangouts for those. Let's see. So I can do screen 1, screen 2. I can show Google Plus Hangouts, GarageBand, the chat, so we could just show the live chat if we wanted to. There's the live chat. That's an interesting way to do it. I wish I could do, there's got to be a way to do a picture-in-picture, though, don't you think? So let's see. Google, and it was here, share the content of your screen or entire windows. Yeah, I'd almost have to do, I could do a full screen and then put up something like photo booth in the corner. I wonder what would happen. At the end, I'll try that. I won't do it while we've actually got things working here. All right. So, all right, here we go. There are 4 Ks. Nice, Steve. Where did Kirshen go? Oh, she said it was racing season. All right, here we go.
Redhead windscreen will be in the show notes.
Thank you so much, Ken. That was really, really interesting. I get a lot of requests from people for recommendations for microphones. In fact, somebody, who was it? I want to say it was Lynn York in the Google Plus Hangouts, or the Google Plus community, I think, was asking about a good external mic. This is a real interesting choice. Hopefully she'll hear this if it was in fact Lynn. Actually, she'll probably hear it whether it was Lynn asking or not. Hey Lynn, how you doing? Anyway, I really appreciate that. This was a great review and gave us a lot of good detail and definitely showed the difference between using the Zoom IQ5 or not. That's for sure. And the redhead windscreen sure did seem to make a difference. So that was really cool. Thank you, Ken, and thank you for recording this 5 separate times to get it just right. Well, I got an anonymous dumb question this week about Clarify 2, and I thought maybe others would be interested in the answer. Anonymous wrote, I would like to import screenshots of my iPad into Clarify and then create my annotated PDF in Clarify, but I'm worried about the final product being too large a file. So my simple question is this. What is the ideal size to import these screenshot images into Clarify so that my final PDF, filled with those annotated screenshots, is nice looking but not huge? Well, I searched the Clarify support documents and I didn't find an answer to her questions, and I knew I could just write to the Clarify folks and find out from them, but I thought an experiment would be more fun. I opened a blank Clarify document and I took a screenshot of my entire 27-inch cinema display. I exported to PDF with no annotations or other text, and the resulting PDF was 700 kilobytes. The same screenshot simply saved to disk was about 900 kilobytes, so they're doing a wee bit of compression even without shrinking the image size. So that was step 1. Step 2, I set the document properties for the Clarify document to auto-scale images to 300 pixels across. I then took the same screenshot and Clarify auto-scaled it to 300 pixels across for me. I exported to PDF, and now the file is only 30 kilobytes. So that looks like they really do shrink the file, not some sort of metadata applied with the real giant image still in there. Well, I often forget to set the auto-scale image on the entire document ahead of time, so I thought I should check for anonymous. Also, what happens if you take the screenshot and import it into Clarify huge and then scale it after the fact? You can do that by right-clicking on the image and choosing Resize Image. When I did it that way in my third experiment, it was also about 30 kilobytes in the final PDF. If you'd like to set a default so you don't have to remember to resize, you can do that in the general preferences. Note that it says your original image size is stored, so your clarified document itself might get huge with lots of giant images, but at least your PDF will always be manageable. If you guys would like to get a copy of Clarify 2 before the NosillaCastaways discount expires, be sure to go over to clarify-it.com and enter coupon code NosillaC2, all capital letters. That's NosillaC2 to get 25% off. That code is not typed into the show notes because mean people go and scoop it off the website without actually being fans of the show, and we just don't want to give it to everybody. It's only for NosillaCastaways. Anyway, that coupon code, NosillaC2, all capital letters, expires on September 1st, so hop on it and go get Clarify 2. Wow, Steve, did you figure that out? Nice looking, but not huge. Do you have a countdown clock running? All right. Did Ken K come back? No, Ken K left. Oh, and Joel changed his name from Minion. All right. So I probably should have checked to see if I have the... Oh, yeah. I might have to do a little bit of messing around. Let's watch my screen while I play, because that might be more interesting. Because I have to go to, I'll give you the whole screen. So now I save my recordings out to a folder called Audio Hijack Pro. And yes, I forgot to put them down in their official folder. Let's put them back where they belong. So we recorded Chit Chat in 2 separate pieces. So Kevin, take your ears off. And we'll go into favorites, jazz, 44th Street Long. Let's see, Chit Chat music goes there. All right, Kevin, you can put your ears back on. What'd you take a picture of this time, Kevin? Oh, Ken K came back. He's back. You left us. He brought NC 48776 with him. All right, and then so we have security light I have to drop in. I better check the interfaces here as this goes in, because we did security light, and then we went in and did our, let's see, oh, you're looking at that, not me. Let me put me back, because I'm talking to you. You have to pay attention to me. So Bart and I recorded security light, and then we did the regular Chit Chat Across the Pond, and it was horrible. It was so bad neither one of us wanted to listen to it. We were just like, oh man, that was rough. It just didn't work at all. I mean, he was trying to teach me something and I didn't know where we were going and I kept getting lost, and there was all these cut and paste problems, and text edit was changing my smart quote, or my quotes into smart quotes. It was changing, making the thing not work, and oh, it was a nightmare. And so when we got done, we just went, oh man, we can't air that. That was horrible. I wouldn't listen to it. So we decided not to do it, and we recorded again. So this time I have security light and Chit Chat as 2 separate pieces, so I have to drop them in separately. All right. Something weird happened, not sure what. Do I see a folder on your desktop named World Domination? Yeah, it is kind of dangerous when I show you my desktop, and I should probably clean up beforehand. And go get Clarify 2. Okay, that looked good. Let me take a look at this. And I think that needs to be about right there. And I bet you think I sounded like I chopped it off, but let's go in. And go get Clarify 2. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Chit Chat. Sorry about that sneeze. Did I get any on the screen? Oh, no, that's too early. I mean, too late. Why is that? It should be right there. One more time. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Chit Chat Across the Pond, and Bart Blue Shots is back again this week. How are you today, this fine day, Bart?
I'm fine. I'm not sure the day is fine, but I'm sure it is where you are.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, it's 72 and sunny and that sort of thing. Yeah. But anyway, let's kick into security light before I gloat too much.
Okie so starting off with some updates. Last Tuesday was Patch Tuesday, so Microsoft updated Windows, OneNote, and a bunch of other stuff most people probably don't have at home. And Adobe updated Reader, Acrobat, Flash, and Air, which you probably do have at home, at least some of those.
Oh, I saw that pop up and I didn't do it because I figured you'll tell me on Saturday whether or not I was supposed to.
Oh, God, well, yeah, the answer is always yes, really, isn't it?
Okay, let's see. Now, I got to get to the end of this. Uh-oh. Oh, shoot. So I didn't cut this. Hang on. This is the wrong one. I don't think I want this one. All right, we are going to make this more interesting and give you the screen back. Can I hit enter? Nope, I gotta click. All right, that is not gonna work. I think I have another version in Wiretap Studio. I think I clipped it because it was tricky to clip. I just never exported it. You have to catch us on the flip side. It's buffering like crazy. Oh no, Joel! That is too bad. I was going to give you a shout out and everything. Does weather ever change for Allison? We don't have weather. Okay, I think, let me check this one. Make sure the format's AIFF, 16-bit. Yeah, that's the clipped one. That's the one I really wanted. I thought I did that already. Oh, jeez, there it is. Never mind. I did do it. Okay, so you go away, and you go away. We go back to you, and there's GarageBand, and now we bring Security Lite back in. I wonder why it's buffering. Sausage making. Oh, it's too bad, Joel. I was excited that you were here. I was going to say nice things about you at the end. Well, it's that time of the week. I think we'll go there. I'm going to move you in a little bit. Well, it's that time of the week again. It's time for Chit Chat Across the Pond. And Bart Busschots is back again this week. How are you today, this fine day, Bart?
I'm fine. I'm not sure the day is fine, but I'm sure it is where you are.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You know, it's 72 and sunny and that sort of thing. Yeah. But anyway, let's kick into Security Lite before I go. Hey, New York Linda is here.
Okie dokie. So starting off with some updates.
It's New York Linda. So that's New York Linda, the famous New York Linda of trying to install Windows, or Microsoft Office. That was such a great episode. Somebody, I think Kevin in Connecticut or Ken K, I don't remember which one of the two. One of these two jokers that we're playing this week said they're going to actually do a similar recording because they've got had the same kind of experience. Could not get anything to work trying to get through to Microsoft. So, all right, let's see. Watching using Chrome on a MacBook Air, and you've been having occasional buffering issues too. Lovey's Kitchen. Yay. All right. Oh, Linda, are you making the couscous salad tonight? Is that on in the kitchen? Hi. Okay, symbols are okay, good. All right, so let's see if I by any chance got this connection correct. See how this sounds. Oh, I think they better be touching each other. There you go. Okay, let's listen. Okay, you just have fun talking about whatever it is. I'm sitting here watching the attacks now. All right, we've eaten our security vegetables. Do we get to have some fun now, Bart?
We do. So this is very much a continuation of our last conversation. I think last time actually we promised to do time travel and then our time machine broke or something.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out the way we planned. So we teased you, but then we didn't. That wasn't too bad. That transition sounded not like it was terrible. That's good. No buffering for Tyson. What a fun chat room tonight. This is really really active. A lot of fun people in here. Has anybody figured out who 48776 is? Oh, got to get the right couscous. Yeah, I asked Lindsay about that, and she said, yeah, you definitely don't want the one with anything else in it. That would not be good. All right, here we go.
Until next time, when I think we have a terminal to go tame, happy computing.
Well, like we confessed a couple times there, that was a little rough getting that particular recording done, but I'm so glad we recorded a second time because it really was terrible the first time. Bart and I agreed that neither one of us would have wanted to listen to it. So anyway, our gift to you was we did it all over again, and I think it came out a lot better. And I had a lot more fun, learned a lot more the second time through, that's for sure. Well, I'm afraid that is going to wind us up for this week. I mentioned a couple of times the live chat room, and I want to make sure before people stop listening to note that we had a minion in the show tonight. We had Joel Rushworth for the first time in the live chat room, and I think that's very exciting. It's very fun when new people stop by. Had a lot of good old friends, like Shai has been gone for a long time. Kenny Lee's in there. We had Ken K, who was actually doing one of the recordings, so it was a big party, and I think the Google Hangout on Air actually kind of worked. So if you want to join that again sometime, go check that out at 5 p.m. Pacific times when you can join the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCastaways. But I have not yet said to give many thanks to our sponsor for helping to pay the bills, Blue Mango Learning at BlueMangoLearning.com, makers of Clarify 2. And don't forget, you can always email me comments, suggestions, make your own reviews. In fact, the week after next, we are going to see Sequoia with our friends from New Zealand, and maybe if you guys would send in some reviews, that would be very helpful because I could use some assistance on that. Anyway, send those to Allison@podfeet.com. You can follow me on Twitter and app.net at Podfeet. And I mentioned the Google Plus community. I got to tell you, that's my go-to place to get help. We have 390 plus members in there now. I think it's past 390. You get there by going to podfeet.com/Google Plus. And I want to again thank the friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCastaways. Thanks for listening, and stay subscribed. Steve, you're cheating because you're hearing it early. I'm going to pop Steve back up. Your punishment is you get to come back up on air. Let's see, show and broadcast there. Uh-oh. Straighten up and fly right. All right, bye, Terry. Okay, let's see. Steve, you're there.
Okay, I just moved your window.
Okay, good. Are you going to give us any criteria on the or any discussion on the show here? Oh,
well,
Kevin, take yours off.
I can't understand why it is that your voice is coming in sooner than your playback. Your real live voice is about 1 or 2 seconds advanced from the playback, or the playback's delayed 1 or 2 seconds. That's really strange.
That we'd have to go look at the. I mean, if I'm going to need a new diagram if we're going to stick with Google Hangouts on Air. Actually, let me ask the live chat. Why don't you guys vote thumbs up or thumbs down on the Google Hangout on Air versus doing Ustream, and let me know what you think. Wait for some candidate. Actually, I think there's a way to do a poll and stuff in here. Ooh, we should do that. Why pay attention to the show I'm supposed to be creating? There's a Q&A section. Can I turn that on? That feature's disabled.
Now, they would have to be at the Google page to do that. I don't think they can do that at your website.
Oh, okay. And I think I also disabled it when I started it. So, yeah, Q&A says it's disabled. Oh, I can see there's 13 viewers.
Cool.
Tyson, this couscous recipe is so much fun. My daughter taught it to me. It's actually from Trader Joe's, but it's chopping up a bunch of little vegetables and throw them all together with this cooked couscous, and it is amazing. Steve, tell them how good it was.
Wait, were you chopping broccoli, Allison?
I was chopping broccoli. Actually, when did the top of my head start getting chopped off?
No, it looked good. It was fine.
Oh, that was weird.
Now it's worse.
Okay, well, all of a sudden it was... Oh, I guess I just sat forward too far. It's better, no commercials. Kim says thumbs up. Barry says thumbs up are good for sure. Thumbs up from Kenny. Audio delay somewhere for Barry. No pasta product. Oh, that's a thumbs up on output, thumbs down on Google. Joel is still here. Yay. He stuck with us. Let me listen to the ending here. Friendly and enthusiastic NosillaCastaways. Thanks for listening, and stay subscribed. Okay. This is kind of fun because Steve is able to talk to me real time, which unfortunately that's why he's cheating and saying things like and stay subscribed. He's saying that early because he has already heard me say thanks for listening and stay subscribed. So he's cheating. Go with it. It works. What do you mean thumbs down on Google? You just being snarky about Google in general? Is that what's going on? Let's see, that should really be about there. Oh, you guys probably rather watch this stuff, huh? Do you guys like me flipping back and forth? What do you think of that? Thumbs down on the Hangout. I had better luck with Ustream last week. It sounds like that might be a localized problem, though, Brett. Well, localized to you and Joel, unfortunately. What do you think, Steve?
Well, I like
184. This week we are... Sorry, say again?
You have to remember to switch back to you.
You like me switching?
Yes.
Okay. It'd be fun if I could figure out how to send just the display. You know, display with picture-in-picture or something. Should I have to do like Kim and Chromecast Allison to the big screen? Yes, I've not been on 50 inches yet. 184. This week we are... and this is show number 484. Not quite right. This week we... Too early?
Hey, if
484. This week we are experimenting...
Can't they just go to your podfeet.com/live and watch there?
That's true. That's true. They can. He's just saying in general, as a matter of religious preference, he's against Google. I think that's all Tyson meant.
Understandable.
Let's see. I guess it's like cell phone coverage, better for some, better for others. Kenny likes the Hangouts. Shai likes the switching. Yeah, do you monitor me all the time then? Kevin says he's got a dedicated monitor for me. That concerns me a little bit, Steve.
Yeah. Where do you have your sensors installed, Kevin?
Hey, Ken K is pointing out no ads is great. Yeah, that's a good point. The buffering is a hassle if you can't get it to stop, but not having commercials. I didn't hear anybody screaming about commercials doing it, so that was kind of nice. This is really widescreen, though.
Yeah.
You're seeing.
It is.
I can't leave any crap laying around in my room at all. Did you clean up, Steve?
It looks like I missed something over by your Kyle's.
You know what that is? That's the wait. There you go. That's the RadTech cover for the keyboard for that Mac. But that Mac doesn't even need to be involved if we're never showing the live chat. I mean, if I end up displaying just from here, then that Mac gets out of the equation, and it could be running Yosemite, right?
Could be.
So I got to figure out. I think there's a way to connect Wirecast Studio, which is what I normally use to create the show, and have it project into the Google Hangout. I have successfully done it with a Google event, but I'm not sure event is a Hangout. I'm not sure what. Anybody know the difference between the two? Oh, you've been here all along, Linda, and didn't know that? Steve put Mipples back in the closet.
For his own safety.
Linda wants wants Mipples to be up there, Steve. Actually, Tesla's probably allowed to come in by now. I'm not doing any more audio recording.
I'll go get Tesla.
Looks lived in. Okay. All right, we'll get Tesla on the air. All right, so what was I going to try to do? I was going to do something after we got this done. Oh, there you heard a flap. Got an ear flap. Come here, Tesla. Come here, baby girl. Everybody wants to see Mom's dog. Yeah, people just really wish they could see the dog. Whoop, there she is.
There's T-Dog.
Isn't that a beautiful face? Oh, you have fish breath, though. Yeah, yes. Nasty. Get her away. Get her away. That's enough. All right. Ooh, Kevin just Kenny Lee put me on his second 27-inch monitor. Up, Kirshen's back. It's a home, so that's fine. Adds pizzazz. All right. So from where I'm sitting, Steve's video looks kind of fuzzy. Is he clear to you guys? I'm curious. No, bring Mipples back. I look sharp and crisp to me, but you said it looked sharpened up just for you too, Steve, right?
Well, you look good to me. Oh, there's Tesla. Oh, I'm seeing the playback. Boy, that is delayed.
Yep.
I look fine, but I don't see myself on the big screen because I wasn't talking.
Ah, you have to go back and watch yourself, huh?
Right.
My video just jumped up like it did when I was talking to Tom. Maybe that's
So,
normal.
From where I'm sitting, Steve's...
Okay, I can hear that. If you play that, that's not good.
Guys, I'm curious.
Steve?
Back.
I'm going to mute you.
I look sharp and crisp to me.
Okay, Steven.
It looked sharp and
All right.
I'm
going to mute the wingman. Sorry.
Look good to me.
I'm hiding you. I muted you, Steve. You behaving now? I'll unmute you. See, this is fun. I don't think I can unmute you. I think you have to unmute you. There you go.
Okay, I'm back.
Blue equals blue. Steve looks good to you. Shy. Oh, a little blurry. Yeah. So the only difference I know of is I'm hardwired and he's on Wi-Fi. And Tom Merritt swears that makes a huge difference. And blown out. Yeah. You know, it might just be you need better lighting, Steve.
Could be. Here, let me try this.
Oh, there you go.
How's that? Is that better?
What I love is that they see this so much later than us that it's taken a while here. I still want. There's got to be a way. Oh, I know what I was going to test while this was going. I'm going to add some complexity. Let's turn on photo booth. No, they can't both be using my camera, can they? I can do photo booth. Ooh, well, that looks terrible. I was trying to think, could I do photo booth to give you picture-in-picture if I did this? If I did screen share, there, now I'm... but that's using my eyesight camera instead of the... and boy, does that look bad. Let's see, let me go to FaceTime HD, go to camera default. Oh, that just looks horrible. Very film noir, Steve, they said.
Yeah, that doesn't look very good.
No, I'll get rid of that. Plus, it might add a little extra strain. All right, well, that is taking forever to mix down. And I would declare, with the exception of for Ken K and, or no, is it Joel and Ken K that it seemed to have some problems?
So, Joel, after tonight, I don't think you're an NosillaCast virgin any longer.
Oh, but he's saying he can't do the comparison.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh, but we have to add him to the NosillaCastaways list, Steve. Do you want to add him to the?
Yeah. Let me go do that.
Actually, Joel, you're. I need to add you to the official NosillaCastaways list because I read on Twitter. I make sure I always read the NosillaCastaways ahead of everybody else. I used to have it on the blog, but I took it off and nobody noticed, so I figure it probably didn't matter. Man, this is taking forever to normalize. Wow. All right. Well, I think the show wrapped up. It is 5:58 p.m., and I hope that nothing I did here disrupted the IceCast listeners who would be listening purely at the website or using the NosillaCast app by Donald Burr or Alpha Geek Radio. But I think it was a success. So I am going to say goodbye to the live show, and I think I will stop. I'll stop broadcasting the Google Hangout, Steve, but you and I will still be able to chat in there, and then afterwards I will cut off IceCast and Alpha Geek Radio. So goodbye!
Bye!
Wait, wave again, Steve. No, make noise.
Bye!